Hello everyone, welcome to Wednesday Night's Cook. I'm going to give you a few seconds to come on, let me know that you're here. I am so excited to do this recipe. It's one of my favorites, it's one of my soul foods. I love doing it. It's simple, and once you get the grasp of it, it is easy to whack out and everyone loves it. But let me know that you're here, we'll wait a bit and then I'll get started and we'll rock and roll. I did see on the recipe that didn't say cooked pumpkin. So if you guys are stressing that you have hot pumpkin with you at the moment, you can either mash it and put it on a flat plate and put it in the freezer quickly, or watch along tonight, and then at least you know that it's prepped and ready to go tomorrow when you are ready to, when the pumpkin is cold again. Sorry about that. Next time we'll make sure we don't make that mistake. But don't panic. It's not the end of the world. You will be able to do it tomorrow, so don't stress. Hi, Auntie Pat. I hope you've had a wonderful Wednesday. I can't believe it is almost the end of the week and it's almost the end of February. It's absolutely insane. Hi, Amanda. All right, guys, I'm going to be quite quick and I'm going to start quite quickly as well. So I'm going to wait another minute and then we will get going. You can always watch back. And if you find that I am going a bit quickly, just say in the comments to slow down. But I don't want to go too slowly and I don't want to go too fast. I've got to keep it at a good pace. So let me know. Hello, Christo. Hi, Joy. How is your pumpkin? Is it cooling down in the freezer? Let me know. Those that are here, get your oven on and get your water boiling. Let's get that up to temperature. Okay, I think we're gonna get going just so that we aren't running behind time. I know this is crazy hour in a lot of households, so let's get this done. Right, oven on 180, not the fan, the two elements, one at the top, one at the bottom. And then get your water on the boil so that we can have that's nice and hot and ready to go. Joy, I'm glad your pumpkin is in the freezer. All right, let's get started with the kale. So grab your kale, it's about a cup. I'm doubling the portions because I am feeding myself and my mom. So we're gonna massage the kale, sprinkling of pepper, get some salt in there as well. Now the reason we massage the kale is it actually helps take the bitterness out of the kale, and it actually gives a nice earthy flavor. So we're going to drizzle some olive oil on there and then literally just get in there. We're just going to rub it all in. You'll see that the kale actually starts to change in color and change in texture. Consistency is not the right word. And you'll see that it'll go nice and glossy, kind of like literally get your hands in there so you get it properly coated and done. Okay, so just like that, and then we are going to put that just onto our tray. I have a silk pack on the bottom, just for cleanliness really. I don't feel like cleaning the tray. You can use greaseproof paper, or if you have a lovely brand new non-stick tray, 100% stick it straight onto there. Just gonna get my hands a rinse. And then we're gonna stick that straight into the oven to crisp up and get ready for our garnish. All right, so in that goes. That's gonna be about 10-15 minutes. We will keep an eye on that. Now we are going to get the onion diced. And the chili, and this is going to go into our chickpeas. If you haven't drained your chickpeas yet, get those in a colander and get those draining out so long. And then we'll start with the chopping of the onion. We are going to do a small dice, rather small dice. So I don't know if you guys know this trick, but if you have the back of the onion, this section where the root is, and you hold that with your nails, you kind of get your hand in there, it holds the onion nice and still. If you are a bit scared of having your fingers here. So you're just going to hold the back there, and then you're just going to dice it through like that. I always hold my knife like this, with my two fingers here at the shaft of the knife, because it feels more steady for me than having it back here. I feel like it's a bit slippery. So that's just also a little tip, is to hold your knife like that. It's just a bit more sturdy and it keeps it in place so it's not kind of wobbling around. That's one thing I was actually taught at my first chefing job, and I've kept that with me. And then, so I cut like that, but if you're happy, hold it at the back, like that, just by the roots. It keeps it steady. And then we're just going to cut those down. So into a small dice, nothing fancy. There we go. And then we're going to get our chili. Now I made this at night and I put a whole chili in and it was actually perfect. If you don't like heat, then do like half or even a quarter if that's not your favorite thing there. Shaylin, don't panic. Start now. Yeah, get your pumpkin boiled, and you can always do this tomorrow. You can watch this tomorrow. Unfortunately, the pumpkin needs to be cold. So yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna chop up the chili. Leave the seeds in. It actually gives it a really nice bite. If you are not a fan of heat, then remove the seeds where you can. And then we're just going to give that a quick little dice up as well. Nothing fancy, bit rough. Alrighty. Let's get those fried off. So we're going to put a dash of olive oil into our pan. Medium heat, nothing hectic. Olive oil in there. And we're going to fry off those onions while that heats up. Let me just check here. Greetings from Switzerland. Awesome. Hello. I can't see your name. It just says Facebook user. Sorry about that. Awesome. Okay. So that oil is heated up. We're going to chuck our onions in there so long. We'll start with those. Move this back. It's not hot enough. There we go. So we're just going to saute those off until they are translucent. A little bit of a crunch, a little bit of a brown on them. It's not going to hurt anybody. It actually brings out a lovely caramelization flavor. So I'm very, very happy with that. Hello, Marina. Thank you for joining. So if you are cooking onions and you're frying them off and you forget about them and you're like, oh, they're brown and they're crispy, it's actually such a divine caramelized flavor that you get from the onions. So don't panic about them. If they're black, chuck them away. But if they are nice and brown, leave them. Happy days with that. Okay, so while those are frying off, guys, if I'm multitasking too much, tell me, but this is just the way I do my thing. Okay. Okay, everyone grab your big bowl. Hi, Irma. And we're going to put the pumpkin into the bowl. And then we're going to add in our flour. Keep an eye on those onions. Okay, so we're going to add in our flour and we're going to combine it with our pumpkin. Okay. I am using gluten-free flour. If you are wondering why it looks a bit different, gluten does not sit well with me whatsoever. But this works with normal flour, it works with gluten-free flour. It is an incredible recipe. Firstly, before we even go near the mix, don't over-mix it. Do not mix it in and pound it in. You want it to be quite aerated. And the more you mix it, the more kind of globby, well not globby, but the more glutinous it's going to be and the more stretchy it's going to be, and it's going to be chewy instead of kind of nice breakable. So go through it quite easy, quite gently. You'll see that I'm kind of folding over and then pushing down. So it's a gentle motion. We are going to get our hands in here now. So get ready for some dirty gnocchi fingers. Okay, keep an eye on your onions. I can put them here, mine are frying away there. Okay, so this is what you want it to look like. Now don't worry if it's not all combined properly. We'll sort that out now when we start rolling. But you want it to look like that. You don't want it to be completely mixed in, and you don't want it to be like a fine paste. Okay. So just turn your onions down a bit. Can you use spelt? Yes, you can. You can indeed. Facebook user, you can use spelt. That's no problem whatsoever. Okay, so put that over to the side for now. We're going to finish off the onions and then we'll come back to this. Hi, Lorna. All right, so into the onions, we're going to add some of the crushed garlic. If you have a whole clove of garlic, quickly dice it up or grate it. It's so much easier to just get that fine side of the grater and grate it into the pan. I'm going to use about, I love garlic, guys, that much garlic, almost half a teaspoon. We're going to chuck that into the onions, let that cook off slowly but surely. And once that's in, we're going to add in our chilies. Now be mindful of the amount of chilies you're adding in. I'm going to add quite a substantial amount. If you don't like heat, don't add all of it, all right? And give that a bit of a stir. We're going to let that cook off for a little bit. Watch the heat of that chili, it will catch the back of the throat there. Alright, turn off the heat and let that chill over there for now. We're going to carry on with the gnocchi because that's a bit of a longer process than the rest of it. Slow down. Okay, Joy, where are you? Let me know. Hi, Michael. Nice to have you here. Love that you're making gnocchi for your first cook. Very happy with that. Well, in a while. Okay. I'll let you guys catch up again a little bit. And then we'll crack on. Is everyone's water boiling? Okay, Joy, I'll give you a few minutes and then we'll crack on. Yeah, otherwise, how has everyone's week been? Have we logged our workout dots? Have we logged our nutrition dots? Are we enjoying the Fit for Love and the Box for Love challenges? I believe they've been absolutely incredible. Hard work, but absolutely amazing. There's some very exciting stuff coming out and I cannot wait until it's out there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Okay guys, I'm going to start with the rolling of the gnocchi. Joy, I'm hoping that your onions and stuff are cooked down now. So we're going to roll out the gnocchi now. Again, with this process, we're not rolling it like a bread dough. We need to be very gentle with it and we don't want to over roll it or overwork it because then again the gnocchi gets tough. So you're going to grab a nice big cutting board or you can literally do it straight onto the counter. I don't want to make a massive mess, so I use the chopping board. Sprinkle some flour onto there. And then you're just going to spread that around on the board or on the counter, kind of even it out. And then we're going to get our hands nice and dirty and ready to go. So you're going to grab a good handful of your mix. If it feels wet, don't panic. We're going to coat it in some more flour, so it's going to be absolutely perfectly fine. You're going to put it on your board and you're going to softly roll with the palm of your hand. So you're going to roll it out into like a big sausage. I'll bring it up to the camera now. Let me just wash my hands. You're going to see me wash my hands about 10 times. I don't like dirty hands. It's very odd as a chef to not like dirty hands, but it's a very true story. Okay, so that's what you want it to look like. Doesn't have to be a perfect round, but that's it. You're literally just rolling it with the palm of your hand. And now the fun part, we're going to cut through it. And we're going to make our little nuggets. So we're going to go just slowly through and then push it to the side. So down and then roll it through. It doesn't matter if they're not all exactly the same shape and size. They're all going to cook. So don't worry about that. Little pillows of pumpkin joy. Okay. Everyone happy? And then we're just going to go through that whole process for all of the dough. Again, if it's wet, don't panic. Mine is almost exactly, well, mine is pretty wet, but we're just going to look after it. When we hit the flour on the board, it's going to sort it all out for us. We're just going to roll it gently and softly on the board. If you need more flour, put more flour, add it to the board. All right, is everyone okay? Send me a thumbs up, please, so I know where we're at. Okay, so the same thing, gently just throw it through the flour. All right, how are we doing, guys? It's very quiet, no comments coming through. Are you all concentrating deeply here? Okay, don't be shy. I'm putting flour down. You can literally, you see that I'm putting quite a bit down. So don't be shy there. All right. My water going crazy in the background there. Hello, Cornelia. All right, so once we are done with the gnocchi, we're going to go check our kale chips because those will definitely be ready now. I'll show you now on the screen what your gnocchi is going to look like. And that's it. All right. So you got little pillows. They are coated in flour. Those we're going to set aside for now. Mix through, and then we're going to check our kale. This should definitely be ready by now. It will look brown, but trust me, that is all the goodness right there. Okay, so that is what your kale will look like. It disappears, but that's your kale. All right, so that's basically your crispy, crunchy garnish element for the end of plating. All right, now let me just clean up here. We are going to boil the gnocchi. You will know if your gnocchi has failed, and please trust me here, it may or may not happen. It has happened many a time to me. Gnocchi is very temperamental. If it fails, practice makes perfect. I've made this gnocchi 30 times, so just trust the process and just trust that you will get it right. If it fails, it's not the end of the world. It will come right. I'm just putting it out there that may be the case. Okay, so let's get our water boiling again. I'm actually going to move it forward. Closer. All right. So very simple, easy. And then once we've got these in, we will do the chicken stock. You get those into the chickpeas and get those cooking nicely. So we're going to get our water up to the boil, and we're literally just going to pick up our gnocchi very gently, and we're going to chuck it into the pot of boiling hot water. Make sure your water is up to the boil before you throw it in, otherwise it's just going to sink to the bottom and they're going to stick there. All right. Here, there you go. Give your water a bit of a stir, and then chuck your gnocchi in one at a time. Not all of it. Maybe 2, 4, 6, 8 pieces at maximum. You don't want to put too many in there, they're all going to join and you're going to have a clump of gnocchi. What you're going to do next is just kind of go gently and move the gnocchi and remove it from the bottom of the pot. It will settle on the bottom of the pot, but just move it away slightly. And then my suggestion is to put the lid back on and just let that boil. Once the gnocchi is boiling, it's cooked. So you just got to wait for it to boil up. It is a bit of a process, but trust me, it is well worth it. Okay, we're gonna move on to the chickpea side of things. I hope everyone is with me. But we're gonna start with the chickpeas. Put this over there. All right, so grab your chickpeas now that they're drained. Put your onion and your chili back on, and we're gonna chuck the chickpeas into that pan. And then we are going to get our chicken stock ready. So it is, I think for 1 cup, it is a teaspoon. So I would say about a teaspoon, like almost 3/4 of a teaspoon. I'll show you what I use. And then 50 mils of water. I don't want it too saucy. It is quite a dry, not dry meal, but I don't want too much sauce in it, so it's taking away from the gnocchi. Because the sauce will soften the gnocchi. Okay, so I would say if you're using dry stock, about that much, 3/4 of a teaspoon. Stick that into the water and just mix that around. Right. Fry off the onions and the chilies. Watch that chili against you. Third time lucky. And then just calm that down. And we're going to pour the stock into the chickpeas and the onion mix. And just kind of let that goodness boil away and get all yummy and juicy. Okay, so I can see that my gnocchi is floating. How's everyone's gnocchi doing? Are we floating? Let me know. Gone very quiet. Okay, so what I do, and I know this sounds weird, and I know it looks weird, is I get a tea towel, and this is what I'm going to put my cooked gnocchi onto before I put it in the pan. Because if you put something that's got water on it into a hot pan with oil, it's going to spit and you're going to burn yourself. So we're gonna move these chickpeas over here, put them on a very low heat, and we're now gonna put another pan on, non-stick, best. And then we're going to put some olive oil in the pan and heat that up. Now it's going to be very hot because you want to form a crust on the outside of the gnocchi. Hi Natasha, how much water in the stock? 50 mils. Sasha, 50 mils. It doesn't have to be accurate, but like, yeah, 50 to 70 mils will be absolutely perfectly fine. So yes, I use a tea towel because if I use kitchen towel, it sticks, and then you have kitchen towel gnocchi, which it's not a favorite of mine. All right, so we're going to grab our gnocchi out of the boiling water, if it is boiling. I've made sweet potato gnocchi before, so keen to try this. Oh, amazing. I'm so happy. Okay, you have to tell me what your husband thinks of it, Amanda. All right, so guys, I don't know if you can see from there, but my gnocchi is floating. So I'm going to take it out. And I'm going to put it on the tea towel so that all the water drains off. And then we're just going to put more gnocchi. Cornelia. We're going to put more gnocchi into the water. All right. So we're going to keep boiling away. It's a bit of a process, but I love this kind of production work. It's awesome. This is not as simple as your Jeff Oats, Cornelia. Absolutely not. Especially because you do Jeff overnight oats. So it's definitely not. Okay, so don't forget to pick up your gnocchi off the bottom of the pan. Close that lid and let it boil. Now, if your oil is hot, it should be moving quite freely and you should see some smoke. So that is hot and that's ready to fry. Please don't go like this and put it right onto the pan. Kind of throw it onto the pan because it is going to spit. All right. Yeah. There you go. Wiping hands off. Yeah. If you can, as soon as you can, get them moving, so that you coat them in oil and they don't stick together. Okay. And then what I like to do, because I'm pedantic, is get tongs, and then I like to separate them out because they do tend to stick together. So separate them out where you can. We want to get a nice brown crisp around them. So you may think, oh, they're burning, but just chill, relax. And then just check them every now and again. But you want that crunch. It is the best part of the gnocchi. Okay, let me check that I'm actually on target here. We are fine. Where did the water come from? Okay. Alright, give them a bit of a turn, flip them over. Yes, that's what we want to see. Yum. Okay, so there's the crunch and the crisp that we want to see. Keep an eye on your other gnocchi. I mean, they can't really overcook, but just keep an eye on them. If there are any stuck at the bottom, try and pull them off the bottom. Keep that going. Chickpeas. Those can come off the heat. We can turn that off now. Okay. On the side, grab a bowl, and we're going to put the cooked gnocchi into the bowl, ready for, at the end, where we just flash fry them again to make sure they're hot and yummy and ready to be eaten. Everyone good? Let me know if you are behind. You need to slow down. As long as you guys are good, it's the main thing. Okay, so my next gnocchi are ready. I'm going to take them out and stick them onto my tea towel. And then I'm going to put my final batch into the water. Some in here. Oh, I nearly just cooked the end of my tip of my finger there. Got a good boil. That was nice. That one stuck. If they stick, just literally gently roll it through the flour again, and then it's absolutely perfectly fine. It's one of these things where you have to make it work. I can't. Far behind, Cod. Where are you, Joy? Are you still rolling? Don't worry, you can always catch up once this is done. But how's everyone else doing? Is everyone also still rolling with sticky fingers? Let me know. Okay, so that batch is done. Now that gives me life. Look how good that looks. Nice and brown. Love that. Okay. I'm going to put those cooked ones into a bowl. And then we're going to do the next batch. So it is a bit of a batch production here. Careful, that pan's hot now here, so don't be too close to the pan when you throw the gnocchi in. You will burn yourself. And then as soon as you can, take it about, get some oil on them so they don't stick together, and then just let them fry off and get that crisp. Okay. Alright. You can also do this recipe, I have done it before with pumpkin, with butternut. If you don't have pumpkin, it's obviously just adds towards your starch element or your carb for the day or dinner, lunch. So just be mindful of that. But it does work with butternut as well. I just like the sweetness of pumpkin, and then I also know that it's not a massive heavy carb before I go to bed. Also, a quick trick for when you are doing what I've just done is point the pan at an angle, point it down, and then flip. Down and then flip. Not you, if you do it flat, you're going to slide it out. So always have it at an angle, and then you flip backwards towards you. Little trick I learned as well. Obviously not with anything too liquidy, because that will fly towards you. Okay, that can come off. Alright, guys, we are nearly at the end of this. It's actually gone very quickly and swimmingly, which I'm very happy about. There's no smoke, there's no fire. We are winning. Okay. Right, one more batch. And then we are done and ready to plate. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of olive oil in here. Just to make sure that they are cooking through. Sorry. Okay. That pot is very hot now. So on your last batch, be wary of the water from this gnocchi. It will spit. All right, let's go. Oh, that's a very hot pan. Another tip, Lauren's tip of the day, if you see that your pan is too hot, always straight away remove it from the heat. It's still hot once you turn the gas off, but it still remains hot. So always take it off the heat, wait for it to cool down, and then put what you need to in it, or wait completely, and get another pan if you need to. Otherwise, you're just going to burn what goes straight onto the pan, and it's going to be a waste of money and a waste of time because it's just going to go black. So that's always another thing. If you see it's too hot, immediately remove it from the heat. All right, we are nearly at plating time. So let's get these chickpeas heated up again. Low heat because we're still going to plate and everything else. So just put on a low heat to get warm through again. And then once these gnocchi in your pan are at adequate crispiness or crunchiness on the outside, we're going to throw back the other gnocchi into that pan to heat it up again as well. That's going to be my plating bowl. Get that heat going through there. Give the chickpeas a bit of a stir. If you can see that there's not much sauce or that you would like more sauce, add a splash of water. I'm going to add a slight little dash of water in there. I don't want it to be too saucy, as I said, otherwise it just ruins the crunchiness of the gnocchi. And I like the crisp crunch. Guys, how good does that look? I mean, heaven right there. Okay. Ready to plate. I'm very excited about this and I cannot wait to eat actually. So, simple plating. Chickpeas off, everything off, oven, pan, stove, everything off. So we're going to grab our gnocchi. Now bear in mind I've done a double batch, so I'm just going to plate one. Okay. Right. A fair amount of gnocchi there. And then we're literally just going to grab our chickpeas and put that over the gnocchi. Guys, I'm so excited for this. My plate is not clean. Okay, and then the fun part, crispy kale. We're going to grab, looks yum, can I darling? Sure, I'll send it all the way to you in box. Cornita, if you give me a free trip up to the bush, I'll be happy days. And then guys, we're just gonna add in our crispy kale to the top. Actually no, hold on, let me just pause. I used to despise kale. I didn't like the flavor of it whatsoever. And it's grown on me. I now put it in my green smoothies, which is a massive, massive move. But like this is absolutely divine. I love the earthiness of it. It's so delicious. I'm actually gonna steal some more kale there. Right, that's off. Still sizzling away. Grab your parmesan. I'm not going to use all of this, but we're just going to do a nice little grate over the top. And that is pumpkin gnocchi with spicy chickpeas. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions, I'll wait around for like a minute or so. But if you have any questions, please remember to post your pictures, tag me, tell me how it went. And I will be doing more cooks. I'm absolutely loving this. It is like, this is my comfort. This is my best space ever. So if you guys have any recipe requests or recipe ideas that you'd like me to get involved in or try, please throw them my way. Coach Lauren on DF Together, and then I'm also on Instagram. But yeah, let me know how it went, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. I am super excited to eat. I'll wait around for another minute or so, and then we will see you soon, guys. But yeah, thank you so much for joining in. Joy, I hope you caught up. Oh, Lorna, let me know how it goes. I know that you love deep recipes, so let me know how it goes. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a beautiful Wednesday. We are downhill towards the weekend. Have a beautiful one, and I will see you soon. Bye.